It's incredible how the human mind works. We become obsessed with trivialities. Life will always work out magically, but because we have a fixed idea of the outcome, we don't allow things to flow. We resist. We try to fight. We try to go against the current. Why try to push a river in another direction? We don't realise consciousness is that fast river. It's a very clear river. When the current becomes too strong, if you let go, if you trust, it will lead you straight into unity, into abundance. Surrender. That's the key. Surrender to the joy of the moment. Anything external is just more of the same. We think it's important, but it's the same thing. It's our minds trying to keep our attention away from our hearts. There's only this moment, this perfect moment. The human experience is exactly as it's meant to be, in duality. It's a duality that's constantly evolving. Once each human loves himself intimately, everything will change externally. As I change, the world changes. Evolution in motion. But we all have an idea of how things should be, or how we want them to be. A world based in unity, our ideals are a consequence of our own healing. It starts with you. The thing is that if I want to be happy, it's a choice that I make in every moment. And I have to be conscious of that I have this addiction to suffer. And when I see that need to create drama, to suffer, I have to stop, anchoring consciousness, and take responsibility for what I'm being in each moment. Happiness is literally a choice. Once you're conscious of your addictions, you can choose for the happiness. Question your ideas. Many of our belief systems are based in old traditions that don't apply to our daily lives anymore. But we keep clinging to the old without embracing the new, needing the future to look a certain way. But we never actually stop and ask ourselves one very simple question: am I happy? Instead of just buying the story, question the dream. What is success? What is a fulfilling life? When you know your own greatness, you see people evolving. You don't see them as victims that need to be saved. It's not that you don't care. Of course you care. But you love unconditionally. You recognise that they go through a difficult period and then they will grow from it. If you feel affected internally, you have to go in and ask yourself this question: why am I suffering? It's because you haven't healed your own victim yet. You are not completely empowered. And once you are, you will know other people's potential and greatness. You'll start to see them as masterful creators, as they are. Everyone wants to be right. This is the problem. We're always arguing and discussing who's right, who's wrong. We don't just do it as countries, we do it as individuals at the dinner table. At some point we have to realise that this is the surface, it's not important. It's that which underlies that links us all together. And that's the unconditional love. That's the greatness of who we all really are. And in reality, it's the only thing that we want, the unconditional love. With a mind that has the capacity to create miracles, we turn salt water into fresh water. We can harness all the energy in the planet. We can create as much food as we want. We are unlimited in our capacity to create. The only thing separating us from that is our focus. It's so simple. Stop, witness, and take responsibility. If I'm criticizing myself, I'm criticizing the world. As the wise man Gandhi said, if I'm at war with myself, I'm at war with the world. It doesn't matter what we did or chose before. Every moment is an open door towards change. An opportunity to become who we really are. The only thing that can perish, that can fall, is what isn't real. Love will always be the only thing that there is. Don't try to understand it. There's nothing to fix. Find the silence within, sit still, and let that roaring silence fill you. That is love consciousness. See how there's nothing but that, and allow everything else to fade away. Leaving only a constant state of plenitude that irradiates joy. Anyone can say no. Anyone can be a victim and blame the outside. But some people are shining stars that want to enlighten humanity. They want to be more. They want to evolve. And that's what's important. That perfection, that maturity, that responsibility. The responsibility we have of nurturing and sustaining children in their perfection. need to teach the children to be happy. We need to teach the children to maintain their internal connection, that peace, that innocence, that joy that's innate in children. We have to teach them to focus on praise, love and gratitude, to feel their emotions, teach them to give to each other. When children are focused on love consciousness, there's absolute peace. We have to nurture children to be the adults we wish to cultivate. We have to teach them that unity is important, that they're all special, that they're all unique, that they all have something to give. It's not that one's better than the other. We have to teach them to be the best of who they are. Children that live in harmony and peace, they give to the world. Children that are constantly criticised and taught fear, they take from the world. So we have to teach them love, to maintain that which they already have, that beautiful internal connection of perfection. Everything's energy. Everything's vibration. Everything is love consciousness. Can you feel it? All children are born perfect, no matter what. No matter what limitation we may perceive, they are perfect and unlimited. They live in the moment, fascinated by the magic and the perfection around them. We have to nurture our inner child. That's what sustainable development really is. Enriching what we already are, because it's perfect. Start saying yes to life. Joy is evolution. Joy is giving. Joy is love. You created it. Now, enjoy it. External things are just the decorations on the surface. We deserve to have a profound anchor within. If we're always craving for something external, trying to fill our inner voids, we will always be lonely, because everything we receive will be transient. We have to seek something solid, something real, where there is no need. If we submerge into love consciousness, we will naturally give and receive from that openness. Love is the only path. That love towards yourself gives you the freedom to be you, to simply be. You have to let go. We have to let go of our traumas. We can't be carrying this baggage around all of our lives. We have to use the most difficult things in our lives to push us forward, to make us great. You know, my mother gave me up for adoption. I suppose this is a minimal thing because I went into such a great family. But I could be walking around feeling abandoned and resented forever. I had to heal that abandonment so I could step into my greatness. And we all have to take responsibility for that. You know, there's lots of things happening in the world. There's lots of horrific things. There's lots of wonderful things. It was very clear for me in India. In India, you see such a diversity of contrast. It's unbelievable. Extreme wealth, extreme poverty. You see people starving on the streets. You see people bathing in the same water that they're drinking. Children mutilated to make money. I know this sounds horrific, but it exists. But it's not about our external experience, it's about our internal experience. And the only way we can change that is to change the inside and to decide who are we going to be in each moment. I've seen humans overcome incredible situations, traumatic situations, and become great people, focused on giving, focused on peace. So whatever happens in your life, use that to give to the world. Use it yourself as an example of that greatness. Consciousness will give you this. It will give you the freedom to be the greatness of who you truly are. This moment and the love I'm experiencing are the only important things. Even in the most horrific circumstances, we have the choice to anchor in the present moment and embrace all the love it brings. We need to experience together our capacity to let go as one. Don't get attached to certain ways of living. Attachment to fear. It has nothing to do with love. It's the idea of owning or controlling something that makes us suffer. Because in reality, we don't own anything. We don't have any control. You can't even begin to imagine the greatness of who you are and the things you will create, the things you will discover. Keep focusing on love consciousness. Keep expanding it. It's the key to heaven. Heaven is here, now. If you're the best version of yourself, you will find heaven. If you live in joy and happiness, you won't have to wait for a future moment, because heaven is here within you. There are so many things happening simultaneously that can distract us from our focus. But we can anchor in an internal experience of peace, where there are no judgments separating us from what we are seeing or hearing. It's so easy to live in discontent because that's what we've been trained to do. To complain, to blame the outside. We blame the weather, we blame the politicians. We're always blaming something external. But what we really want is to change. We want that love, we want that peace. We want to remember that which we had when we were children, because that's who we are. So we have to look for that change. We have to take responsibility for what we're being instead of constantly being victims to the outside. And once you do this, you find freedom. You want to change? It's in your nature. You want to enjoy each moment? You want to live in joy. We forget the universe wants to give us all that we need to evolve into more love. The irony is that we are not clear, and the outside isn't clear either. It's always in duality because we are in duality, trying to control the external so we can achieve success and gain approval. Trying to control life is so stressful. There's so much to balance, so much approval to receive. And only one internal focus counteracts all of that. There is nothing wrong. Without duality, there is no human experience. The severity of fear, the separation, it can be contained by having an experience of consciousness. We will have emotions anchored in the present moment and loving ourselves unconditionally. We've always been searching for love, and once we become it, the ego starts to collapse, to fall, because it's based in illusion, in an image. It has nothing to do with the truth. The ego isn't what hurts us. What hurts us is the separation from ourselves. The ego, it's just a shell. It has nothing to do with reality. The only thing you are missing is you. Life is always pushing us forward. You have to realize this and start to say yes and trust. Move forward, keep going, trust in each moment, anchoring consciousness, and you'll be shown the way. You can't make a mistake. You can only have another experience. And isn't that what life's about? An accumulation of experiences? You are the only person that can change your world. Do something radically different. Allow everything to unfold. Allow the unexpected. Stop focusing on your own misery. Go inwards. Cultivate an internal space of love, and from there move into action. The future is defined by what you choose in each moment. It's your choice. Just do it. Take a risk. Step out of your comfort zone. Laugh, cry, rejoice. Do it to the fullest. Enjoy this incredible creation. There is no purpose other than allowing yourself to be. It's simple. It's a game. Enjoy it. You are already that which you seek. Now that you've remembered your greatness, you can rejoice in it. I love the Buddha because he was so extreme. Like he was Prince Siddhartha. And he was protected from everything. You know, I'm sure this is just a parable. But anyway, let's put it in the human context. So here's this little prince, beautiful, big wall around him. And here he is. He lives in absolute luxury. He indulges all of his desires. He never saw anyone get old. Never saw anyone be sick. He never saw anything. Everything was hidden from him. And then what happened? At some moment in his life, he was exposed to suffering. And it captivated him. Why? Because he had to understand. He had to understand. What did that mean? What was sickness? What was suffering? He chose to have that experience. He could have stayed with his beautiful wife in the castle, just having sex all day and indulging himself. But he decided to do the opposite. He left the palace and he went into the world. He starved himself. He suffered. He tortured his body. He nearly died. He experienced abandonment. He experienced everything. The exact opposite extreme. The exact opposite extreme. Why? Because this is a human experience. We want to experience. We swear we don't, but we do. And then at some moment, in some moment, he stopped. And what happened? He confronted all these demons and he found nirvana. He found love consciousness. He found enlightenment. And then he started to laugh. Why is he laughing? Because none of it mattered. The suffering, it didn't matter. It wasn't real. The lavish lifestyle, it didn't matter. It wasn't real. It was all just an experience. And he was laughing because of the human experience. He thought it was so important. That's why the Buddha laughs. So I keep telling you, stop trying to fix it. Surrender to it and be the Buddha. Find the joy. And then say to someone else, be a Buddha. And then to someone else, be a Buddha. Until we've just got all these Buddhas. And we're all laughing. And then what happens? Well, there's certainly no more suffering. But you all think I'm crazy. We know. We know. I'm a tiger. And I'm a Buddha.